All right, special edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. I'm actually on location over here, the property of the Wright Monument in Kill Devil Hills, and coming up in the next week or so, there's going to be a big party celebration of the Wright flight on December 17th, right there at the foot of the hill at the Welcome Center, I believe, in that area. But one thing that's unique this year specifically is the fact that First Flight High School is going to be involved in their aviation class. They're going to be revealing a plane that they have constructed from scratch. I don't know how to describe it. I got Admiral JT Tynch sitting here with me. He is the instructor of this class. He's the lead on this class. And I'm just going to kind of let him fill in the gaps that I'm kind of making right now. Sir, how are you today?
Hey, so Justin, I am great. And thanks for getting out here and helping me spread the word for just some tremendous work that has been done by the community here in Dare County. And I mean, Justin, the community at large. We couldn't have done it without Dare County Schools and First Flight High School and these tremendous group of high school students that have come through the program the last 3 years. National Park Service has been a tremendous partner with us as they have provided us the area that we build in now and then folded in with us to let us reveal this aircraft that we've been working on for 2.5 years on that historic day of the 17th of December at a ceremony that begins at 8:30. And then saving, frankly, just some heavy hitters for last, 5 local mentors who have been involved in this process from day one, helping construct this aircraft, helping to guide and teach these students. So it has taken a community effort to get us there next Wednesday morning at 8:30. And we hope you all can come out to see the first aircraft built on this spot since the Wright brothers and your sons and daughters down here in Dare County did it.
That gave me goosebumps the way you just described how that all took place. Now, you were in the Navy, correct?
I was. So I grew up in northeastern North Carolina in Chowan County. I spent a lot of time on the Outer Banks surfing. Probably what drove me to the Navy by some other service. And then I was a naval aviator for 33 years. I finished up retiring out of Singapore, and we came home. So I'm back here in Dare County. And my daughter's at First Flight High School. She comes home one day and says, "Hey, Dad, I think they're starting an aviation program. You should look into it."
Oh, wow.
I got in contact with the schools and with the school that is. And about 2.5 years later, here we are with 17 December staring us down right off the nose.
So your daughter comes home and tells you this. And you just said, I got to figure out what's going on there. I feel like you felt a draw. You felt, drawn to it.
I really did. So aviation had meant everything for me. I had met a Navy captain who was a pilot down here waiting tables. What was 2 roads was longboards, and back in the day was RVs. I was waiting tables there one night.
Lord have mercy.
Met him and his family. Got back to Chapel Hill where I was going to school, and all this Navy propaganda started showing up in my box. And so I chose that route. And so to be able to come back home after retiring from a career that let me do more than I ever imagined all over the world, to come back home to northeastern North Carolina and become involved with young people growing up here and help let them see some of the opportunity that's out there for them, man, it was a blessing to me, and I've loved every minute of it.
So you've been here for the last 2.5 years, and it was just like, let's build this plane. Now, what kind of plane is it? Is it a C-130 or?
Well, there's no C-130 rolling down the strip here, no. But I will tell you this: the avionics and navigation system in this aircraft are better than the avionics and navigation system that I flew in my helicopter for 33 years.
Okay.
So it's a Vans aircraft. A long-time kit plane supplier in the United States, so much so that there's a community called the Vans Air Force because they have built so many planes, people have throughout the U.S. Vans Aircraft through a company called Tango Flight. Tango Flight is 2 just tremendous guys who were in the education system, saw the lack of people available for the aviation industry, and decided to bring aviation into that science and technology field in high school. And so now there are about 30 high schools across the United States who are building aircraft as part of this. So we have a Vans Aircraft RV-12iS, a light sport aircraft, 2-seater, side-by-side seating, 100 horsepower Rotex engine, about 14,000 max altitude, 20-gallon fuel tank, burns about 4 gallons an hour, So a tremendously capable little airplane. Weigh about 750 pounds is what I think it's could probably finish up at. But just an amazing aircraft that these young men and women here on the Outer Banks have built from the first rivet and piece of aircraft aluminum until what you'll see on the 17th.
So you said that this aircraft is only going to weigh approximately 750 pounds.
Yeah,
Is that and that's empty? Okay.
And then I think if I remember right, it's like 550 is what the max packs and baggage weight is.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I definitely couldn't fit in this thing.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, we take you flying, no problem. You'd be good to go. Good to go, Justin.
Well, so the idea, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to, and this is, okay, let me back up. This is completely student built. Is that correct? I mean, you've had some, assistance here and there with different things, I'm sure, but as far as like the actual construction, and this plane has been built by students starting day one.
Absolutely. So we've had a tremendous group of mentors, and we have all learned in the process. I've said 1,000 times, if you'd asked me to come down to the Outer Banks and teach people to fly, especially a helicopter, I'd have been good to go. No problem whatsoever. But we have been learning together and building this aircraft together, and the students have been involved in every piece of it. And this is where I would like to give them the students another shout out. We've had students who have graduated and have come back and put in time.
Oh, wow.
These students this aircraft that you'll see has not been built during a standard school concept of a week. Students come in we built over the summers. We have built on weekends, and students have consistently come back and given their time and passion to get this aircraft done.
That's impressive. That's so impressive. And that is, a nice little nod to those that have already graduated
We've had 22 students graduate who have been in this program who have graduated now. And just some of the quick stats off the top. We have 5 who are currently training to be pilots, 4 who are in 4-year universities. I have 2 high-end welders. I have 3 in the military. So we have done our success ratio of the students who have come through this class and are going on to see all the opportunity that's out there for them is amazing, I think.
Incredible.
And so we try to, our motto of this class is, why not you? Why not now? For people to take hold of opportunity and go with it. And I am so impressed with these young men and women who have come through First Flight High School. And that's testimony, man, to Joe Tyson and his team over there who set the road up and have let them come to our class and move out. It's been fantastic.
Well, let me ask you this before we bring some students in here to talk. What did you say? You did 33 years in the Navy?
Yep.
Okay. 33 years in the Navy. You've seen a lot. You've done a lot. You've been around. How does this experience over the last few years rate as far as different, from an illustrious career? Like how deeply has this impacted you and just all of the things that you've done? Talk to me about that.
Justin, I got to tell you, that is a perceptive question, okay?
Okay.
Because as you might guess, having grown up on a farm in northeastern North Carolina and then been able to do a lot of stuff in the military, I really enjoyed my time to stay in for that long. And I was command of an aviation squadron. I ran a weapons school. I commanded USS Bonhomme Richard, an 844-foot long warship in the South China Sea.
Lord have mercy.
Commanded a provincial reconstruction team in the very challenging Kunar province in Afghanistan. Then I had 2 tours as a flag officer, NATO's operation officer for its southern flank, and then finished up as Commander Task Force 73 out of Singapore. And as I've asked myself that question that you asked a number of times. And what I've really enjoyed here is a lot of it is the same. I've worked and instructed and tried my best to help people succeed, young people, my whole career. That's what the military is. To come home and do it in northeastern North Carolina, where I grew up with this group of kids, this is one of the most rewarding things I have ever done.
That's impressive. That's
anything, of any individual tour, of any individual mission, of anything I've done in my life. This time at First Flight High School ranks at the very top. And the students I've had come through here, I could not be more impressed with. And the mentors, I'm in awe of the mentors, these gentlemen who give their time and come in great spirits every day. And we fight through a million problems finding what appears to be 2 million parts to try to bring the airplane together. And we troubleshoot and adapt and overcome, and all at a time, just keeping great spirits and setting a great example for the students for what life can look like downrange for them. It's just been, I feel super fortunate to have been a part of this.
That's excellent. And I just was curious because I know like I've witnessed your energy a handful of times. I've seen what you've done so far. I've been around a little bit, not as often as I'd like to have been, but I've seen a little bit here and there. And of course, I've seen a lot of footage that's been done here, and I've followed the Instagram page and everything like that you have set up. And honestly, it's just it's been a lot of fun for me to watch. That's why I was like, I gotta ask this question. You know, it's one of those. So everything is pretty well set to go. The reveal, there's still we can't take it in the air yet.
Right. So we are still waiting to get, and they're very difficult to come by. And now we have kind of holiday season rolling as well. We need a designated airworthiness inspector to come check the aircraft off, check out all our books and everything before we get that check, and then we'll take it flying. Then we'll do the functional check flights, the maintenance check flights to make sure it's good to go. Then the aircraft should stay around for students who have built it and want to fly, and that will happen sometime in the new year. But right now we had some logistical parts for some supply chain issues, if you will, coming through for some parts, but we have resolved those, and now it's really just going to be waiting for the inspector as we come forward and flying sometime in the new year. Gotcha.
So let me ask you this. Another question when it comes to just the construction of the plane and whatnot. How many hours you reckon have gone into this?
I have tried to do that math sometimes, and it is very difficult because I would say, and I'm a naval aviator and therefore prone to exaggeration, but I would say Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000, right?
Okay.
Because we have specific components in that aircraft that hopefully if you guys come out on the 17th, we can show you specific parts of the aircraft that took 1,000 hours. And that's 1,000 hours that have to be mistake-free. Because if you make a mistake at that 999th hour, you're kind of back from scratch. And the students have kept their focus and discipline to get us through those. But it's been, like I said, we've worked the summers, we've worked on the weekends. The students have given their absolute all to get us here.
So ultimately, whenever you've been able to be here, you've been here to
a great extent. Absolutely.
Awesome.
And those kids, man, I tell you, in the military, we always say, if it ain't raining, we ain't training.
Exactly.
And so if we're all weather crew here, we're going to foot patrol over from the school to the lab and get building. And it's worked out great.
Awesome. Well, sir, I appreciate you giving me some time to talk. Maybe we can you try to find some students?
I got a couple fantastic ones right here on station, and I cannot wait for you to talk to these two. We'll bring you Alex and Jorge coming up right now.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. So Admiral Tynch said that students are kind of grinding in there right now. They got some things they're trying to get situated correctly. So we brought in another gentleman who's been heavily involved with the process of building this plane and getting it ready for its first flight. Which is still to be determined, but the unveiling is going to happen on Wednesday the 17th, and it's Peter Fynn. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct, Peter Fynn.
All right, Mr. Peter. Now, tell me a little bit about who you are and how you got into flying and things like that. Talk to me about yourself a little bit.
Well, I was raised in what is now Zimbabwe. As a teenager, I did a lot of model flying, and I really enjoyed building model aircraft and flying them, gliders and all kinds of things. But as this was back in the 60s, we didn't have the sophistication of radio and that kind of thing. But now that I am retired, I am, in fact, an agricultural engineer. My degree is in agricultural engineering. But I apply this to the realities of flight in my model building. And so I'm very interested in the whole business of building models. In fact, I am representing the United States next year in the UK at an international scale modeling competition.
Whoa. This is heavy stuff.
Absolutely.
Sir, this is heavy.
And so I found out 3 years ago, I was trying to get the schools interested in radio control models because I am a member of the local Dare County Radio Control Flyers modeling group. And we fly just outside Manio, just by the gun club there. We have a little airport, if you will. And we fly our model aircraft out there.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
And I thought that as first flight school is here right at the beginning of flying. I mean, we are living literally within sight of the Wright Brothers flight. Mm-hmm. And I thought it would be really cool, if you will, to get the school interested in radio control flying and building models, because this can be developed all the way from elementary school up through middle school to high school. And then I find out, to my surprise, that the high school is going to be building a full-size, two-place, all aluminum aircraft from Van's Aircraft. And so I volunteered from the beginning to be a mentor in this. I love teaching students. And so I am a mentor and have been for the last 3 years, helping students build this aircraft. And it's very exciting because you have a bunch of seniors and juniors who are really interested in aviation. It's a volunteer class, so it's not something they have to take. And that makes it very positive because everybody in the class wants to do it. And that's really important.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's only available. Is that correct? Only available to juniors and seniors right now?
It's juniors and seniors right now. And it's an honors class for those families out there who are listening and thinking about it for their kids. So it's an honors class with the GPA weighted that way. And also this semester, we were able to integrate with it an online class from Sandhills College. The first one we did was on aviation history, and that is a 5.0 schedule, college course that the kids are taking as part of their aviation curriculum. And this upcoming semester, they'll be going into airport management. So it's a 2-block class. We meet from 8:30 to 11:30 every day, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays they have to do their online course through Sandhills College.
Okay, so I love how this is kind of tied together with some different elements like you were just discussing. So, okay, so talk to me, Mr. Fynn. Can I call you Mr. Fynn?
You can.
Okay, Mr. Fynn.
Peter will do.
Okay. If I don't use my manners, my mama will smack me now. So it's just one of them things. She'll reach right through this recorder and hit me in the face. So what is your role in the lab when you're out there, when the students show up, they're ready for the day? What is it that you help them with in the lab itself?
Okay, now this is quite an interesting thing for me because as I am a model builder, I tend to be the kind of person who takes a lead on an assembly or whatever. But I have to keep reminding myself that we're here for the students. We're not here for me to build this thing. I have to remember that it's the students who count, okay? So my function here is, if you will, to supervise students anywhere from 1 to 3, 4, or 5, depending on the size of the teams, in a particular build on the aircraft. This may be riveting a particular piece of skin to the fuselage. It may be, as we did this morning, putting some sealant on the item on the fuel filler on the side of the fuselage so that when you spill fuel, it doesn't go inside the fuselage. And all the way from there to doing the fiberglassing on the front of the canopy. So I have to remember that what I'm doing is not to take charge in a particular situation, but to guide the student to take charge. So you have a team of students. The idea within that team is you can identify somebody who has leadership capability. You then want to emphasize the leadership capabilities in that student to lead the other students to do the job. So my role is entirely supervisory. I just make sure that if somebody's trying to do the wrong thing, it's wait a minute, think about it, read the instructions, go back and have a look. The instructions in the build of this airplane are unbelievably full of detail. And so you tend to tailor that, go back, have a look at the instructions, particularly to the leader of the group. And so what we're trying to build here is more than just a set of students building an airplane. It's a set of students who will go out into the world when they're done with the understanding of detail, of read the instructions, of leading other people to do jobs. And that, to me, is as important, if not more important, than the actual building of the airplane. The building of the airplane becomes a device in which you can teach students to be leaders and to take charge of a situation.
So let me just, Justin, agree with what Peter said there, and he said it so well. So what we really look at and grade the students on is three things in the lab. It's leadership, as Peter just described very well, but it's the teamwork that goes along with that, secondly, and then it's the focus and discipline they bring every day. And so Peter's been involved from the very beginning, and he comes with me to the school each morning when we assemble the class. And then each day we really do kind of a life lesson that's often aviation related. Sometimes it's not, but with the goal being that when they leave our class, they function very well in life and they have some other skills that we sit to bring. And you can see with the wealth of experience and the attitude that Peter brings, how helpful that is.
Absolutely. I'm reminded, and sir, I don't know if I ever told you this. I was a 19 Delta Cav Scout in the Army for a little while, and I've had it drilled in my head multiple times while getting smoked.
Yes.
I know you know that term.
I do. I've been there.
I've been there too.
Attention to detail. Teamwork is key.
Yep.
So I love that you're bringing that. I know you can't smoke these kids, obviously, but you're bringing that in here to, teach them the leadership pieces. And again, it's like you said, you're creating well-rounded young men and women to go out into the world and be leaders.
And so I'll tell you, and I think
Exactly.
Peter will agree, especially with the students we've had who've been with us for 2 years, we have seen an absolute amazing transformation from the first day we meet them until the day they graduate. From their confidence, from their leadership, everything. It's been so fulfilling to watch, Peter. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, you can see them growing up. It's just amazing. I mean, they will grow up 5 years within the two. I mean, they're just. It's great to see that when you're working with a group, that as you're working through the years with the group is becoming more and more focused and more understanding of why timing is important, why discipline is important, and why leadership is important. That these things matter outside. Be on time when you go to an interview. Be respectful, and so on. And you can see this coming up in the students as they start. When we started, we had students who would be late for class. Here we are, just a couple of years later, every student is on time, on the class, and in fact, so much so that other teachers in the school are commenting on the fact that their students are coming in on time now.
Wow.
So speaking of fantastic students, Justin, I have two here if you would like them to join.
Bring them on.
They are seniors this year. Alex Sharp and Jorge Flores. I will bring them right in. Bring if you want to talk about two young men who have done absolutely everything in their power to bring the 17th of December to fruition, it's these two guys right here.
Hey, go get them. Go get them, sir. Well,
so we're really looking forward to the 17th, of course.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Huge day to us. It's the 17th of December, the Wright Brothers flight. And here we are about to display this aircraft to the public as something. This is what we have built. It's fantastic. It's mind blowing, quite frankly. I mean, for someone who's been building models all my life, here I am building a full size airplane, and we'll go flying in this. We will all fly in it.
Are you going to take it up?
I won't fly it. I'm not a pilot.
Okay,
right? But I will go up with pilots that will be flying it. So yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, I will go up. No
Excellent.
two ways about that.
Excellent. Well, you just answered the question I was going to ask. What you're most excited about for the 17th, and I didn't even have to ask it. It's like he knew exactly what I was going to say.
Really excited about it.
Okay,
well, thank you for meeting today.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you for coming in and giving me an opportunity to talk to you.
You're very welcome.
All right. We got some gentlemen coming in the door. Some What? All right, so we got Alex and Jorge. Yep. Is that correct? All right.
Correct, yeah.
All right, now listen, these microphones, you can't be afraid of them now.
All right.
You don't have to be like right on top of it, but just a little distance away from it. So,
Gotcha.
All right, Mr. What's your last name, Mr. Alex?
Sharp.
Alex Sharp and Jorge Flores. All right, Mr. Alex and Mr. Jorge. So, talk to me a little bit right now. Just tell me about yourself. So let's start with Mr. Jorge real quick. So talk to me a little bit about yourself.
I'm Jorge. I was originally born in Honduras. I moved here when I was 9. I lived in Atlanta for a while, and I recently moved here. And I learned about the aviation program through my counselor. And yeah, I thought it was fun. So here I am.
Okay. So here you are. All right. Now, Mr. Alex, talk to me about you.
All right. I've been local all of my life down here on the Outer Banks. I'm currently 17 and looking to go into aerospace engineering, hopefully at the United States Naval Academy, which is, why I came into this program, looking for a, amazing, great step. And, the Admiral, he's done an amazing job supporting me with my pathway into the Naval Academy.
Excellent. Well, I mean, being, a naval admiral, I can imagine that he could probably, push you and encourage you and maybe even make some phone calls on behalf of you to ensure that you get there. So, all right, guys, talk to me about your experiences. And how did y'all been involved with this process, each of you, for the last, 2.5 years or whatever, since they started building. Is that correct?
About 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but in the last 2 years, y'all been involved with this. So what attracted you to, hey, they're building a plane? Like what made y'all want to just jump in this? I mean, have you always had a fascination with like planes and aviation and stuff like that? Or was it just like, oh man, that looks kind of cool, we'll give it a try? Like, what was your attitude towards it when you first approached or first had the idea?
I would say for me, I've always been a gearhead. I've worked on personal projects such as cars. I've had a love for motorsports ever since I was young. And so, being on that mechanical side, it was wonderful. So I came into this knowing that I would be doing that mechanical interest. But then, throughout it, I've developed more of a love for aerospace and, decided to pursue it.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Jorge? What do you think? What was your first initial thoughts when you were like, oh, they're building a plane? Like, give that a try? Like, what were you thinking?
So I've always been interested in like fighter jets and stuff. Like I played this game called Ace Combat 7, which is games, and it was just like super fun. I was like, man, I love planes. So, I watched all the Top Gun stuff. Yeah. And, I heard about the program and, they said airplane. I was like, oh, is it? What's
paper.
What's happening here?
Is it going to be a paper airplane?
Yeah. Like, what are we building, Like model aircraft, maybe. But then I learned it was an actual airplane, and I was like, whoa, that looks fun. And I also really like engineering. Okay,
very cool. Is that something that you want to pursue as after you graduate high school and whatnot?
Yeah. I'm hoping to become a mechanical engineer. Yeah.
Okay. And y'all are both seniors, is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, so the future's looking bright. I love it. I love seeing this type of stuff. So, all right, gentlemen, talk to me about like your roles when you first started building the plane to what you do now. When you first entered the class, give me a little guideline, navigate me, if you will, from when you first entered the program to what you all are doing now. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
So the first year, it was more learning than anything,
Okay.
Just, being walked through each process and really getting to know the tools and especially the people around you. That's like the first step. But after a while, you get acquainted with the tools, and you start becoming a lot more confident in building, and it becomes a lot smoother for sure. But yeah, it just went from like learning to doing,
Okay.
Yeah. Like
You talk to me about what are some of the things that you like initially had to learn how to do?
Oh, so like
with the tools and stuff like that.
Yeah. For example, like the drill press, like the actual drilling tools themselves, riveting, even like all that you have to learn how to deburr. And at the beginning, it's mostly, stuff like, oh, go pull this part or deburr this. And then like eventually you start getting more complicated stuff.
Okay. So is that a pretty accurate statement, Mr. Alex, and what Mr. Jorge is saying over there?
It definitely would be. It's a new experience coming into this, working on cars from a background, I was familiar with all the sockets, all the wrenches, all of that. But then you start introducing stuff like rivets, deburring, and that was just a whole new game.
Okay.
And I would definitely say those first, 2 months were just learning, stepping back, really taking in all the advice that the previous students had, all the mentors had, and just trying to apply it as best as you could into what we do today.
Okay, excellent. So what is it exactly? So you started out having to learn how to do those specific things, okay? And just some of the safety elements that go along with it, making sure you got your safety glasses on and, and things like that. And so once you've mastered a lot of those things, learning the parts and the tools and stuff like that, like, did you just jump in and start drilling things together? How did that work?
I mean, I guess in a way, but it was very guided.
Okay.
Like there's always a mentor looking over you, telling you like line it up correctly, guiding you through each step. And that's like the cool thing about the class, that you get to learn from students that just. So in a way, they get to like solidify the information by teaching it to like the next people.
So it's not, you have your mentors that are in there, like Mr. Peter that was sitting here with me a moment ago, but there's also student mentors that are kind of guiding and directing and everything like That's that. Right. And just making sure that you're following the processes and reading the details of the directions and things. So now is, you've done all of that. You've kind of got some things put together and whatnot. Now from what I understand, it seems as if just the way, the sir, that's what I call him, the sir, I was in the Army. So like, sir, the way Admiral Tynch was talking was, like you two are kind of the leaders in a lot of ways for this class now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So what are y'all's roles now? What do you all do when you show up there for class on a daily basis or whatnot? What is expected of you all to do when you come in?
For me, he has designated me kind of as like a squad leader. So my role would be like to just kind of overlook the class in the mornings as we come over here, make sure that everyone's situated and whatnot. And then once we get into the lab and actually start working, we go into our separate teams. And most of the time, me and Jorge will have our own teams, and we'll have probably 1 to 3, newer students with us, where we'll guide them, we'll teach them, and we will just work with them to, make progress on the plane as we go along.
Excellent. So now, do the two of you, do y'all sometimes collaborate and be like, all right, so we're going to be over here doing this, I'm going to be over here, Mr. Jorge, you go over here or whatever. Do y'all kind of just get together and just talk about the plans for that day? Do y'all have y'all's own little mind melt session?
Sometimes that definitely does happen. Like today in the lab, it's just me and Jorge here. And so we've been working together specifically on the elevator, stabilator,
all
of it. Yeah. And
it's not a technical term.
Everything.
So we'll just work together sometimes. Sometimes we'll be a little bit more independent. It just kind of depends on the day and what we're doing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I know that I love the way you use the term squad leader. Okay. I was a squad leader for my platoon when I was in the Army. Yeah. So I'm thinking about just breaking things down. You've got, Admiral Tynch. He's kind of like in the Army world, he was the general, he was the one. And then it's it looks like, we got 2 colonels here that are kind of maintaining the rest of the platoons and everything in the different squads. So guys, let me ask you this, you've been in this process and everything, and we've got December 17th coming up here shortly, here in the next, less than a week. Big day. It's a Wright flight day, and it's also the unveiling of this plane. Now, what what's been going through y'all's heads the last, few weeks leading up to this?
Ooh, definitely. Oh my gosh, it's here. It's right there in front of us. I think Admiral definitely, summed it up with that old Austin Powers, scene
Austin
with
Powers.
the steamroller. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. He used an Austin Powers reference way before y'all's time.
But, I think that summed it up perfectly. It's been a rush. It's been stressful, but, we've been working through it, getting there, and, making sure that we get there properly and everything's situated. Okay.
So where were you? I mean, of course you'll be out there when the unveiling of the plane takes place, but I mean, what exactly, I guess in a lot of ways, what are you looking forward to the most about that day? Just the unveiling itself? I mean, is there anything specific that you're just kind of like, oh, we've crossed the finish line? Like, are you ready to move on to the next plane and get it started? Like, what are we thinking right now as far as what are we looking forward to the most that day?
I mean, it's kind of a tough question, because there's a lot to look forward to for sure. But I mean, just seeing the plane like all together and just being there for that, it's just such a huge moment for all of us, the whole entire class.
How many are in y'all's class?
Currently 15.
Okay.
We previously had 19 last year, and then the year before that, I believe 21, but I'm not certain on the 21.
I got you. Okay. No problem. I will tell you that this act of unveiling this plane on the 17th has drawn attention from across the state. So there will be different individuals, I believe, in attendance to see this plane. I don't know who exactly, and I'm being honest, I really don't know who. But I believe there's from what I understand, going to be some, different individuals from across the state here just to see what exactly you all have done. So, gentlemen, I cannot commend you enough for your hard work, your effort, your leadership, your loyalty to the cause, the duties that y'all have performed, and just how well of the Admiral has spoken to the two of you before y'all even came in the door. And I can see it and I can hear it in your voices and everything. And just it's going to be a great day. Really looking forward to what's going to happen on the 17th. And as I say that, the sir comes back in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's
I want to make sure I have a good photo of you guys doing this. There we go.
So, well, guys, I appreciate y'all giving me a few. Sir, if you want to help me wrap this thing up,
We'll do.
we can do it. You guys don't have to leave, but I mean, I just want to bring the sir back. I call him the sir. I'm sorry. Admiral Tynch.
Gentlemen.
Two wonderful young men you got right here, sir. They just seem really excited, really enthused about what's going to happen on the 17th. And I just want to get some closing comments for you before we wrap this thing up.
Well, the first would be, Justin, your judge of character is eye-watering because both these two gentlemen are as good as it gets.
Okay.
They have been the hardest working two in the whole class.
Wow.
And remember earlier we spoke about how long this process has been. And it's not been a process that's been constrained by school days. It's taken more. And these two consistently have come and leaned into the effort every chance they could.
Excellent.
So when that plane is unveiled on the 17th, next Wednesday, of all the students who have touched it, you're looking at two who should be the most proud of what they've done. Because that effort and that dedication has led to them getting very difficult jobs over the course of the 2 years as well. Because troop to task, as you know from your time, right, is important.
Absolutely.
And so I spend a lot of time working troop to task, and these two troops, I know I can give any task to. And that is a great thing.
That's awesome. Well, I know they're just talking about what they want to do after high school and everything like that. They got bright futures ahead of them. And sir,
Absolutely.
I think a lot of the credit goes to you and the program and everything like that. So, I mean, they spoke. I can't say exactly everything they said, you know what I mean? No.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't blame you.
It'll all be aired out here in the next 24 hours. But again, gentlemen, really looking forward to the 17th. It's going to be a big day. Can't wait for the unveiling of the plane and everything, and just to see all the people that are going to be in attendance to see it all and everything. It's just an amazing thing that y'all are doing here at First Flight High School, and just it's going to be a fun, fantastic day.
So Justin, they probably have spoken to this, but if I could.
Go ahead.
So we have talked about all the folks in Dare County that we owe to make this happen. And actually, frankly, we can go all the way back from the Wright brothers moving forward to have been an inspiration to make all this happen. But as you wrap up here, again, I want to call out the mentors we have had. So rest in peace. Tony Bruno was with us from the very beginning. He recently passed away after a courageous battle against cancer. Former naval aviator, airline pilot, airline community safety test pilot, just a tremendous man who helped and taught a lot of academics here for this class as we've gone forward. We all were inspired by him, and we miss him a great deal. Then you interviewed Peter Fynn, our resident PhD. Peter, one of the smartest people I've ever known, and exceptionally in that he's almost always the smartest person in the room, but he never feels compelled to make anyone else know it. Just a pleasure to work with. Jim Davis, retired local contractor, president of the Outer Banks Remote Control Flyers Club. He brings the tenacity of an Outer Banks general contractor and the passion for aviation you would expect from the president of the Remote Control Flyers Club. Okay? We have Tim Ribble, corporate pilot now, has built one of these before, has been amazing to help us troubleshoot and fight through so many different things. I can't even tell you. He has been just a huge part of the process. We have Scott Morton, who was involved for quite a bit of this deal. He and Alex ran a great, and our female student Val ran a great deal of the avionics and electronics in this aircraft. And then finishing with Bob Newman. And Bob, a 47-year IBM engineer, and he brings all the goodness that comes with that and has just been a godsend. He's, in Army speak, Bob is like a civil affairs guy.
Okay.
He brings everybody together. He improves the morale of everybody. Yet at the same time, he's attacking everything with an engineer's eye of perfection. So that group of mentors of which, and hey, we have Tim Ribble right here. If you can fit him in right quick, we will
bring him in
and let Tim sit down. I got your mechanics coming right back, but you come and have a seat right quick, Tim. I kind of let in a bit for you, but Justin, we couldn't have got it done without this guy right here.
Got it.
And I'd love for you to have a couple minutes with him.
Sit down, Mr. Tim. Take a load off.
Hey.
We'll send these guys back. Guys, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Tim, how are you today?
Good. Living the dream.
So we've been doing this bit here on the podcast talking about the plane, the Wright flight. That's the big Wright Brothers celebration is going to be happening on the 17th. And I just felt like it was necessary that people needed to know that this is more than just your annual celebration of the Wright flight and the first flight, that there's actually going to be an unveiling of a plane here at First Flight High School on the actual property. And I wanted to get all the ins and outs. And of course, the Admiral brings you in as well as somebody to talk to. Mr. Tim, talk to me a little bit about yourself real quick.
Okay, so I'm a retired nuclear engineer, and I'm actually a pilot too. I built one of these planes a while back, a little bit different than this model, with the same manufacturer. So myself and one other guy have actually built these planes before. So when I found out by that, I contacted them to see if they needed some help, and so I've been doing this a little over 2 years with them.
Okay. So what is so you're coming to find your mechanics to get back in there to go back to work. So what are your duties when it comes to the duties and responsibilities when it comes to the project?
Well, there's really two main focuses. One is we want to get the airplane built. This is a pretty cool thing, but we're trying to teach these guys some things about building stuff, give them self-confidence in doing this. They learn engineering, they learn mechanics, they learn a lot of leadership. Learning that one thing about building an airplane, you really can do anything yourself. You don't have to rely on everybody. This is a big service. We have a big service economy now, right?
Yes, sir.
You pay somebody to wash your car.
Yes.
But you can really do things yourself. And building an airplane is really sort of a pretty cool thing to do. And, that's out there. And the FAA lets you build these airplanes for the purpose of instruction. It's an educational thing. That's why the FAA lets you build an airplane, lets you get it checked out by the FAA by a representative, and then you can fly. And you can fly into any airport in the country. I've flown my airport, specifically in Virginia, every single airport in Virginia I've flown my airplane into.
Oh, wow.
So it's good. And when I fly to Michigan, Florida, wherever I want to go, and you can actually get up and go 200 miles an hour, get you places a lot quicker.
See, and there's another thing. I mean, you learn how to fly, you build a plane, you can basically be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna go to Florida today.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'll see y'all later. Jump in the plane, gone.
Yep, about 4.5 hours to get you to the Gulf Coast.
Oh, wow, that's quite. I mean, it takes longer than that to drive to Wilmington from here.
Yeah.
So, well, let me ask you this: while we're wrapping things up, we got this big thing happening on the 17th, starting at about 8:30 in the morning is when everything's going to get really kicked off, I believe. But what are you looking forward to the most that day?
Well, the airplane is coming together. We're hoping to have it finished, but it's going to be probably another couple months.
Okay.
But it looks like an airplane now, and we're putting the finishing touches on it so that the openings that we have right now, like the canopy's been removed, the cowling's been removed, we'll have all those together. So when you look at the airplane, it's going to look pretty much finished. And the Admiral says he's been sort of promoting this, and I think some people in the city council have been talking about it. This is the first plane that's been built in Kitty Hawk since the Wright Brothers.
Right.
So, that's sort of their promotion for this plane. So it's pretty cool.
It is.
And just to see the kids when it comes out, they're going to have a lot of pride in seeing this and seeing this done. They've had a hand in it. So it'll be neat to see them excited about it.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Tim, I appreciate you giving me a couple of minutes to kind of chit chat about the everything that's been going on out here, your role, and just the excitement that's swirling around this thing. We got another young man that has come in the door. He's got a sports club shirt on. And he looks like a pretty fit guy.
Back to work.
Going back to work, Mr. Tim. Thank you, sir. Have a seat, my man. Talk to me. What's your name?
I'm Sam Sabora.
Okay. All right, Mr. Say that again.
Sam Sabora.
Okay. I'm not going to remember that last name, but Sam I can remember. It's all right, Mr. Sam. So what grade are you in?
I'm a senior at First Flight High
All
School.
right, get a little bit closer to that microphone now. That thing ain't going to bite you. Senior First Flight High School. Now, talk to me about your involvement. Now, have you been doing this class for the last couple of years like Mr. Jorge and Mr. Alex?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, so talk to me about your involvement since day one. How have you been involved in this whole thing?
Well, I mean, just building and learning along with everyone else. Specifically, a lot of cowling and wing work was my two main focuses.
So you're the wingman.
Sir.
So when we go out to the club, you can be the wingman.
Yes, sir.
So we
I
can
can
call you. Okay, got it. All right, sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Just trying to get this plane finished on time.
Okay, so you're just trying to get this thing finished. What is your roles and responsibilities right now?
Well, right now I'm working on some of the engine stuff, like inner engine stuff. Yesterday I was working on the air intake and air filter. It's been really fun though.
It's been really fun. So you've really enjoyed this class. So now, how do you the Admiral? He's not in the room right now. The Admiral isn't. But how do you feel about the Admiral's leadership through this whole process?
He's by far the best teacher I've ever had. He's so understanding and so nice and just fantastic at explaining stuff and just, realizing that stuff happens and, sometimes just stuff happens.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Stuff happens. It does. All right. Now we got another young man just walked in the door.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Bob Newman.
Bob Newman. Mr. Bob Newman. Okay. Now you appear as if someone of one of the mentors that's been in the project.
Of the mentor persuasion.
Now, Mr. Sam, have you been working with Mr. Bob here?
Yes, sir. Quite a bit.
Okay. Now, Mr. Bob, tell me about your involvement with the plane and the building process. Now, get a little closer to this microphone now. It ain't going to bite you.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of a latecomer. I joined the project last April, so a lot of work had already been done when I got here. But that was great because we were kind of at that 90% done, 90% to go stage of the project where a lot of sheet metal work had been done, but we were getting into the systems work, putting in control systems, electrical, the firewall forward with the engine and all of that work. fiberglass work. So some of these are in my background. I have humbly been able to help out with those aspects of the build.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you about that. Like, what is your, talk to me a little bit about you, like, and who you are and what you've done to help, what skills you bring to the table.
Yeah. Well, I'm an engineer by background, but I've always loved fiddling with things. And I've been involved with aviation since 1981.
Okay.
I got my private pilot certificate and instrument rating. But I was always just as interested in fiddling with airplanes and taking things apart and putting them back together and fixing them as flying them. So I guess I picked up a few tricks along the way. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to have this opportunity both to work on this build and to work with the class and guys like Sam and gals like Val and the whole group is just outstanding to work with. It's very rewarding trying to contribute and guide them through this process.
Well, that's excellent. Now, I don't know that I asked Mr. Sam this yet. I may, if I have, again, I've asked so many questions today. I want to know, because this is a big ordeal of being the first plane built on the Wright Brothers property since the OG plane back in 1903. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
What are your thoughts? What are your feelings, leading to this buildup? I mean, this is for lack of better terms, monumental. Okay. Like, how are you feeling about all this? Let's start with Mr. Sam here.
Oh, I'm feeling really excited about it. Just like getting to show off what we've been doing for the last 2 years and, hopefully help start up other aviation programs and keep this aviation program going up strong.
Okay, so just the level of excitement, I can see it's bursting out of you right now, But the level of excitement is it's starting to build. It's starting to become real for you.
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, it always felt like we were just like so far away from, actually this happening. And now it's like it's happening next week.
See, you watch this thing like being just like pieces all over the floor there in the aviation lab to actually being a fully functioning aircraft that will eventually go up in the air someday. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Newman, I'm going to ask you that same question. Like, your thoughts. I know you said you've only been involved since last April, but still, you've got a hand in all of this. And I know that there's been pieces of this thing that you were like, oh my gosh, how are we going to pull that off? And I mean, to now, how are you feeling?
Yeah. Well, I feel, everyone, including me, just feels great about it. I mean, and I'll say, it's not what I've recognized is it's not just in our class, the kids in JT, our fearless leader, and my fellow mentors. What's really cool is I see it spreading through the community. And if I could just give a quick story.
Absolutely. Stories, shout outs. I want you to do it all.
Mention one of our local businesses.
Sure.
We were missing a piece, and I needed to fabricate the piece, a fairly simple piece. I needed a little piece of stainless steel to do it. Mm-hmm. And on the way home, I just happened to pull into Beach Exhaust and walk in there and said, have you guys got a little scrap piece of stainless steel? A little piece, looking for some. And the guys were like, I've heard about this airplane. This is incredible what you guys are doing. Hey, we're here to help you any way we can. Come on back, look at my pipes, the supplies, everything. Anything you need, we're here for you to take care of you. And I was bowled over. Number one, that they knew all about the project and what these guys are doing, what these kids are building this thing. But the level of enthusiasm, is really rewarding and, infectious. It spreads through us all.
Right.
When we see that community support, it's great.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So just through the community support and just the way the students have really poured back into the project, I mean, it's going to be an exciting day. And I mean, just the unveiling of it all is going to be fantastic once, and I don't know exactly who's coming for this thing, but I know it's statewide attention has been given to this. So, again, I don't know exactly 100% what that means, but I know that there's been eyes on this day specifically from across the state. So any shout outs we want to give? You just gave a shout out to Beach Exhaust. Mr. Sam, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my parents and my sister Bella.
There you go. Shouting out. Okay. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all giving me a few minutes. I know y'all got to get back to work. You're trying to get to the finish line, and you're almost there. A few little things you got to finish getting done before we can get it across that finish line. But guys, really exciting day coming up on Wednesday, December the 17th, for the unveiling of the plane on the day in which the Wright brothers took their historic first flight back in 1903. So all the events, everything's going to kick off that morning at 8:30. I want to encourage, do y'all happen to know the Instagram handle do you know what it is, Mr. Sam?
I don't. It's probably First Flight Aviation or something like that.
Okay, I'll find it. I'll post it in the link in the description of this podcast so people can go and they got an Instagram page. They want to go and take a look at everything, maybe give it a follow. That would be awesome as well. So guys, appreciate y'all giving me a few moments. This has been a special edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast right here on location at the Wright Monument property over here in the Aviation Lab at First Flight High School. And really exciting things going on here, even going to continue past that day. Just because we've gotten to that day, that's the finish line for this plane. But you know what? I'm willing to bet another project will start right after that one. So
we hear rumblings.
You hear rumblings. Well, gentlemen, again, I really appreciate y'all giving me some time today. Again, special edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for having us.